Oh yeah, Black Sun in the hizzle, all for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. Ah man, it's warmer than yesterday. Yesterday was warmer than the day before, but it's still cold. uh, it's still cold, but it is warmer than it was yesterday, and they expected. I guess the weather is gradually climbing. What's going on, Mac? Mac, what's good, man? Mac. What you want to talk about today, Mac? Because there's a lot going on in the news. Well, I haven't been on, so I'm kind of behind in my discussions. Hmm. As you know, there's some confirmations. Pam Bondi's confirmation is today. Yesterday was Pete Hegseth. You know, the military is getting back on track with being manly, And we're getting days closer, Mac, to the inauguration. They're going to have I guess, a parade. And then Trump's gonna party like hell. He's gonna have an after party and all that. He's gonna have a rally. Yo, Trump, man, he is stoked. He is stoked about this whole thing, man. You know, he's happy. We're happy. He's happy especially because they tried to lock him up. They really tried to lock him up, man, and really do him dirty like they did Biden. All good, brother. Yes, it's time to celebrate. It is, but Mac, let me tell you something. People need to be on guard. Remember when I said the other day, I don't know, I did a video 2 days ago, a real brief video, right? And I had said everything seems calm right now. So everybody have a good time, but keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, man. I want people to be careful. Trump too, man. I want the Secret Service to be on alert, man, because these people, whoever they sent to Butler, is apparently hadn't been caught, unless they say that Crooks was a lone gunman. Well, we're a little skeptical on that for good reason. For good reason. So everybody be vigilant in every city, not only D.C. but where you're from in Houston. Well, you in Houston, right, Mac? You're in Houston. Yeah, because Beyonce was in Houston. Yeah, she's from Houston. So yeah, man, be vigilant. And when it comes to oh, they got everybody over here today because usually they be working. They must be working under MC. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at some trucks that I be seeing on other jobs, and now I'm seeing them on this job. This is a H&H job. H&H must be the only one working. Y'all know H&H is the one I stockpile for. I'm actually doing one of their milling jobs, and I'm seeing uh, some subcontractors I be seeing on other jobs. But yeah, work is scarce, man. In the winter time, when it's cold like this, work is very, very, very scarce. And he's pulling up behind me. You pulling up behind me? Okay. Anywho, Pinky, Pinky, you caught one of my lies. You must have got up early, Pinky. Pinky must hit the snooze button and was like, I'm gonna catch Black Sun show today. I'm not gonna miss Black Sun show. So shout out to Pinky. Pinky is in the house. It's good to see Pinky. Good morning. Good morning, Pinky. It's good to be at work regardless. It is, Mac. It's good to be at work because I've been out. If I don't go live, that means I'm not working. So yeah. Um, you know, um, I look forward to let's see. I look forward to they said Trump's going to sign a bunch of executive orders, like a whirlwind of executive orders. So, yeah, we'll see. I think one of those executive orders, I mean, of course, we already know He's going to close the border. Ton Homan, he is ready to go to work, man, and really go city to city and shut down these sanctuary cities. It's going to be interesting when he goes to California. It's going to be interesting when it goes to California because, well, California's already burnt up. So the migrants there, do they stay there or do they go to other states or do they just go back home? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? So I haven't been to sleep since yesterday. Pinky, you're in California, aren't you, Pinky? Stay here. Pinky, aren't you in California? I believe Pinky's in Los Angeles. I believe they stay but move to another state. Yeah, yeah, they do. Sanctuary state, yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, Pinky is from California. I'm not sure if Pinky is from Southern California, Central California, or Northern California. Because, there's like three states, Central California is very conservative. As you know, Northern California is very liberal. Southern California, there are enclaves, like I said, Orange County, which is conservative. There's Brentwood, which is, well, it's hard to say with Southern California because, UCLA is very conservative, but USC is, no, I'm sorry, UCLA is very liberal, but USC is very conservative. So it's like splinters in Southern California of liberal cities and then conservative cities. But Orange County is definitely, I think Wilmington is conservative. I think uh, Southgate. I can't remember, man. The politics in California, especially Southern California, is really complex. But they've always had a liberal. Now I used to be there when Tom Bradley was there, so I'd show you how old I am. But it was always liberal mayors. So I say this to say this, Pinky and Mac. California, like you said, I think what's going to happen with those migrants, they're going to move to other states. I'm guessing they're going to go to Las Vegas. They're going to go to Nevada, you know, and they're going to hit up maybe New Mexico, the neighboring states, because, yeah, California's burnt up. And California is going to need all those resources to rebuild, and it's going to take a minute, man. Because, like I said, California fires can be very costly, and you know, and again, Pinky, it's not even the fires. People are going to be like shocked, like, what are you talking about? It's the mudslides. It's the muds and the flood. Mud and the flood. That's the problem. Tell them, Pinky. That's not. It's not even the fires. It's the mudslides and the floods that are caused. That are at the after effect of the fires. That is the worst. That causes the most damage. That causes most destruction in everything. So yeah, a few months of the rain. Oh man, that's going to be atrocious. USC is in the hood. It is in the hood. Yeah, USC is in the hood. Um, it is. It is. Let's see. Pinky said they're staying here. Gavin Newsom is ready to fight Trump. Oh Jesus Christ! You're right, Pinky. Gavin Newsom is so silly. Gavin Newsom needs to fight those fires. Don't fight Trump. Fight those fires and fight those mudslides that are about to come. He needs to fight that. Don't fight. Don't fight. See, this is what's wrong with the Democrats. They be fighting the wrong stuff, man. Don't be worried about Trump. Don't worry about Trump and Tom Homan. Fight those damn fires. Fight those damn fires. See, that's Gavin Newsom's problem. He needs to fight those fires. And then not only fight the fires, fight those mudslides that are coming right after the fires. The mudslides come right after the fires. A lot of people don't know that. When the fires burn down trees and all that, and burn down like vegetation and grass and all that, when it rains, the mud just mudslides, and it's a disaster, and it's nasty too, because when you get mud floods, like I call them mud floods, it just it just rushes through the city, and it causes a lot of havoc. And yeah, like I said, fires are bad. The mudslides are even worse. So let's see what Max said. It's nature's. It's it's the natural disasters. It is. It is. It is. Like I said, Mac, I grew up in California, and two things that we've always got used to were fires and earthquakes. Fires and earthquakes. But like I said before, the fires, the fires in this case, I think are like you. Okay, you had the natural fires, and then you had the arsonists, and then you had the insurance fraudsters adding to the fires. Does that make sense? Now this is I can't prove it. I can't prove it, but this is my observation, and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of arson going on, and there's a lot of insurance fraudsters going on. Now they have arrested some arsonists, and they told us about the ones they arrested. So I'm thinking about there are a whole bunch of other ones they haven't arrested, and I'm thinking the arsonists and the insurance fraudsters they're related. They're related. They're almost one and the same. They're almost one and the same. They're almost one and the same because I want to say they do the arson to collect on the insurance. That's just my opinion. I can't approve it obviously, but yeah, because I'm like it's weird how the fires happen. And I can understand the ambers might burn this house, skip a couple of houses, and then burn another business, and then skip, and burn something else. But usually, when fires, you're that close to a fire, it usually spreads instead of jumping around. When it jumps around, that kind of makes me go, I don't know. That it might be some insurance shenanigans, insurance fraud shenanigans going on here. So that's just my take on it. Let's see. They are depopulating. Call now. They are depopulating. Yep. Pinky said Gavin Newsom getting ready for the presidency. Oh, he's gonna run. Oh, well, good luck to. Well, I don't want to wish him luck because people are stupid enough to vote for Gavin Newsom. But um, Pinky, what I think is gonna happen is that you're right. Gavin Newsom's gonna run. I think Shapiro's gonna run. I think Kamala Harris is gonna run. Kamala Harris is going to get wiped out in the primary. She's going to get completely like they are going to dogpile Kamala Harris in the primaries when she runs. But yeah, Gavin Newsom will run, and I'm thinking Shapiro of Pennsylvania will run. So far, um, it's too early for me to make any predictions. But one prediction that I can make: Kamala Harris will be wiped out in the primaries. They're going to clean her clock in the primaries. So that's the only prediction I can make. Now, when it comes to Gavin Newsom and Shapiro, I think maybe Shapiro might have a slight edge. But like I said, it's the East Coast, West Coast thing because Gavin Newsom's on the West Coast, Shapiro's on the East Coast. So just depends on which coast is more political as far as the Democrats and as far as they're debating and all that, who's gonna sling more uh, mud at each other, who's gonna insult each other more. But they're both gonna dogpile before they go at each other. Whatever other candidates, all the candidates in the primary are gonna dogpile Kamala Harris. They're gonna just like she's gonna be the whipping boy or the whipping girl. She's going to be the whipping girl in that, and because how's my mic, y'all? I keep getting these pop-ups, man. I hope they don't mess up my damn audio each sometimes. Outlaw Josie Wells, what's good, man? They're never going to another Democrat president in history. They're trying to outlaw Josie Wells. They're trying to set it up now to where they don't want voter IDs, and they want to try to spread that into red states. I don't think they will be successful, but the Democrats are going to try. They're going to try. And when they try like that, they'll cheat like that. When they cheat like, you just got to watch them. We can't slack up on the Democrats because they're like roaches. Once you spray and put down the boric acid, you still have to keep an eye on the dishes and all that. You still have to, sweep and clean and all that, make sure no food left around because Democrats are like roaches. They will come back. Even though you sprayed and, you done sprayed and sprayed and all that, they still come back. So, yeah, just because we beat them down in a landslide don't mean they're going away and don't mean that they're going to change and don't mean that they are not up to their dirty tricks. So Josie Wells, I do understand where you're coming from, and we wiped them out in the damn. Oh shit! Are you kidding me, man? It's always somebody that wants to. Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh shit! Hold on. Damn. Okay. Man, want to come where I'm at? I'm just chilling. You want to violate my space? Jesus Christ! Yeah, everybody comes to this little Exxon or Texaco parking lot, and it's like everybody has these large vehicles. Okay, I'm gonna park next to this other guy. He's parked in the damn. He's parked in the damn ice. He's parked in the ice, man. I don't know if I want to park right there. Let me park in the ice. Okay, back in the same spot. And then I got this school bus next to me. Oh boy, yeah, this is crowded. I just went in complete circle, y'all. Went in complete circle. Okay, so um, where was I before I got distracted? I do apologize. Black Sun. Okay, Pinky says Black Sun looking at you is making me cold. Oh, yeah. Pinky is cold here in Atlanta. Even though it's warmer than yesterday, and the snow has went away, but we still have the winds that are still here. So yeah, it is. It is chilly. Not as chilly as it was yesterday and the day before. And Monday it snowed. So, and I keep explaining to people, Pinky, and I don't know why people understand this simple science. Snow is microscopic, different little like rocks, so you can drive in it. And when you're up north, there's a constant temperature, it's constantly cold. Here in Georgia, it'll snow and then it'll warm up just enough for the rain to bond the snow into a solid block of ice, turn into sludge, and then it'll get a cold again. And so now you got a solid block of ice as compared to snow, which is little microscopic, tiny, microscopic flakes of snow, which it's like little rocks. But when you melt it down and then it's solid and then you freeze it over, that's ice. And so that's the difference between the north and the south. The south will get cold, it'll heat up a little bit just for the shit to melt, and then it'll freeze again. That doesn't happen up north. The north stays constant where it's constant snow, and then the snow will just stay constant because it hasn't melted. Here it'll melt, and then, like I said, the temperatures go up and down, up and down, up and down in Georgia. It's getting warmer now, and so, but they've salted the roads and everything, so a lot of the roads have been salted. So they're saying we're expecting snow again on Saturday. So if it's anything like what happened last Monday, then we should be all right. We'll have one cold day. The rain will come and wash it out. I assault the roads again, and then we'll be back on track. Hopefully, again, it'll start warming up again next week, and I can be working again next week. But again, yeah, it's Georgia weather goes up and down. But yeah, it is cold out here. I'm not gonna lie, it is cold. So yeah, um, let's see. They can't. Oh, Pinky said they can't cheat anymore. Pinky said they can't cheat anymore. So she's talking about the election. I know Gavin is out. Kamala is out. Uh, Base is out on politics. Um, Gavin Newsom, I agree. Kamala is completely. I think she's done. Gavin Newsom, I agree, is on his way out. However, Gavin Newsom, he comes from the Pelosi's. He comes from the Nancy Pelosi family. So, um, you, well, let's just hope you're right, Pinky. Let's just hope you're right, because yeah, man, Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris has destroyed California. So, yeah, we need them both gone. Okay. Outlaw Joseph was. I've seen so many people starting fires in California, just walking around starting them. Okay, well, Josie Wells, you just confirmed my suspicions because I said a lot of that fire was caused by arson and insurance fraudsters. So you just confirmed and you bear witness to what I suspected, that a lot of those fires were not natural. A lot of those fires were induced. So you've confirmed my suspicions because I was like, eh, I was like, something is not awry with, something, yeah. Like I said, natural fires will start in a certain area, like in the foothills. And yeah, ambers will burn and travel, but not like that. Not like that. These fires remind me of the LA riots, of the Rodney King riots. That's what these fires remind me of. That's exactly what they remind me of, the LA riots. So yeah. Um, Outlaw Joseph was. I have about 500 subscribers. I just shared your videos, brother. Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Outlaw Joseph was says also the Democrats have just haven't woken up and seen the American people have spoken. They will when Trump signs those executive orders. When Trump signs those executive orders, I think reality will hit in. I think reality is going to just punch him in the gut. So, Black Sun. Okay, so I read that. You can get a good reset that Love's Truck Travel Center. Okay, Love's Travel Center. Oh yeah, I like Love's. That's where I get these headphones from Love's. Yeah, they got the best Bluetooths, because the Bluetooth that I got, you can hear the outside noise. So these are like high tech. Cause people are like, oh, but you got. Never mind, I ain't gonna explain it, but yeah, um, these are like the latest designs, and so when you put these on, you can set it to where you can hear outside noise. So because the old ones, you're not allowed to cover both ears, but now they got the technology. So there you go. Anywho, but yeah, Love's has these. They have the parrots. Um, Pinky says all three are done. People out here are not happy about this mess. No, no, they're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. Pinky. Pinky. I'm just wondering when you guys are gonna go red. When is California gonna go to red? Because y'all see what they're doing in Chicago. Chicago is trying to go red before the next presidential election. They're trying to go red. They're trying to do it. They're on track. So California, you guys did go purple. So I'm just wondering, like, when you're gonna oust all those Democrats, the governor, the damn mayors. When are you guys gonna oust them all? So again, um, Pinky, I think Chicago is going to be the first. Illinois will be the first to go red, but don't let them. But as long as y'all go red before Colorado, I see. Well, I don't know Colorado if they were ever going to go red, but well, they weren't purple. But California, I see going red, and I see California becoming a swing state. I can see California becoming a swing state. Um, I can kind of see that, but I do see Illinois going red. I see them going red, man, because they're fighting too hard, and they are really they're fighting. So I can see them going red, but they got to keep that fight going. So we'll see. Pinky says no insurance fraud. A lot of people don't have insurance. One legal got caught up trying to start a fire. Go illegal. Yeah, that's true. I've seen that on the news, Pinky. Pinky also says every year we have arsonists at work out here. Yeah, yeah, insurance fraudsters. Yeah, they set up these fires so they can collect on their insurance because their businesses aren't doing good, and so they will hire people to set fires and so they can collect the money. A lot of insurance companies I heard pulled out early, which is weird, but yeah, it sounds like a bunch of insurance fraudsters running around in LA. So yeah, but Pinky, we man, I mean, it's the level of tomfoolery is high in California. Okay, so Outlaw says, oh, I saw they were at a Lowe's Mart. Okay, once Todd Holman gets, okay, Outlaw Jojo said, once Todd Holman gets to Chicago and reports, they will go red. I see Chicago definitely going red. I definitely see it. Pinky says, too many illegals and their supporters here. It won't be, it won't be this if Trump gets these people out of here. Yes, swing state. It will be a while before red. Right, right. I think yeah, Pinky. That's what I think. I think that California will be a swing state at some point. I think it will be a swing state. But like you said, Tom Homan's gonna have to get those illegals up out of there first. But you know what's so funny about illegal aliens or people from other countries? When they get here, I'm assuming Pinky that they vote Democrat, but once they get established and get their business, they become Republicans. At least here in Georgia, they do. Like the Cubans, um, especially like in Florida and the Hispanics, once they get their house and all that and get established, they turn Republicans. So, but I guess I don't know if I guess they don't do that in California per se, but yeah, they do that here. They will become Republican quick. I see them. They would do it with the quickness. They be like, they act like man, they get amnesia. Once they get their residence, they get amnesia. They're like, I don't speak Spanish. Well, I speak a little Spanish. They be lying through their damn teeth. I'm like, fool, yo, Spanish is your first language. What the hell are you talking about? They're like, oh, well, I mean, I speak a little Spanish. Like, fool, stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying, dude. Like, yeah, they get amnesia. I've seen it, especially in Florida. They get amnesia once they get their businesses and all that. They be like, I mean, I speak a little bit of Spanish. They like, fool. It wasn't too long ago. You were barely, I didn't be, you were barely speaking English and shit. Now all of a sudden, oh, I mean, I speak a little bit of Spanish. Yeah, they get all man shit. They get all bougie and shit. Yeah, man, let me tell you, they get bougie as hell. Okay, that's the other truck that I was thinking about. I know they're not gonna park right. Yeah, they're gonna park right there. Yep, they're gonna park right there. Oh, okay. Okay, they're gonna park right there. Okay, but yeah, it's Illinois is as bad as California. Yeah, it is. It is Pinky. But the thing is that they're fighting back in Illinois. I mean, I don't know if you're subscribed. Yeah, you subscribe to Prosperity Channel, man. They are fighting back. They are fighting, and with that type of fight, they're not going back to being blue. Not with that type of fight. They are. I mean, they are fighting, fighting, and I don't think. I think Illinois is going to be a swing state, and they are not going to. They're not going to. Those people are not going to go back to being Democrats because they are fighting too hard, and they are. There's a lot of animosity going on. There's a lot of disdain for the Democrats in Illinois. There is a genuine hatred for Democrats amongst the people of Cook County, and so they're never going back. They are never going back. So yeah, we will definitely see them become a swing state in our lifetime within a short span. Um, but once they go red, they not going back. They not going back because that hatred is deep seated, especially with Prosperity in them over in Chicago and Flip Red. They are really really have a bad taste in their mouth for Democrats. They really like what's his name? I kept saying Mike Johnson the other day. The mayor of damn Chicago. I kept saying Mike Johnson. It was oh man. I apologize for that. I'm not, my brain is frozen from the cold weather. But Johnston, Johnston, man, he makes the Democrats look like what they are. Look like what they are. They're a party who is not concerned with the people. They're concerned with the democratic policies. And we may not even know what the democratic policies are. We know the democratic policies involve open border. We know it involves more taxes. It involves them funding the migrants. So we know that more war in Ukraine. So yeah, those. So they're going to be beholden to whatever democratic policy is set forth. They're not going to care about the people. The people may not want taxes. They're going to go against that. So the people of Chicago are like, no, we're not funding these migrants. And like I said before, it takes a bad situation to happen in order for people to wake up. Like me, when I voted for Barack Obama, he woke me up to policies when he murdered. Was it? I'm gonna just say 3 American citizens and 2 of them were underage. I believe it was 4, but I just say for the record, just killed 3 American citizens without due process. You know what I'm saying? And being that we're American citizens, we are entitled to our day in court. You just can't just say, "Oh, well, he's a terrorist," and go execute him and murder him. Can't do that. So, but Barack Obama did it. Barack Obama ordered a drone attacks on some individuals, and like I said, 2 of them were at least I know at least 2 of them were underage. So you know they were killed in Yemen, and that woke me up. That woke me up. That was like, oh, that was my wake up call. So again, I think the open border was a lot of people's wake up call. The open border, the what else? Of course, the high gas prices. I mean, everybody has their wake up point. Everybody has their wake up call. Mine was, like I said, when he droned those American citizens in Yemen. That was my wake up call. So everybody has to get to a point where they have to wake up. Okay. Um, I seen a lot of stuff during Kamala Harris' campaign, and like, damn, if this don't wake people up, I don't know what will. She was bragging about doing away with Trump's tax cuts and all that. She was like bragging about it. She was bragging about how she's going to raise taxes 42%, in this economy. Like, she was really bragging about that. And so, and the only thing she had to offer was the the housing tax credit. But the thing is that first of all, you have to apply for your taxes, and the housing market was going to go up. So she was offering what I think. I don't know what the number 25 was. It 25,000, something like that. They were going to go up on that. So it's like, you're not doing us no favors, Kamala. So no, that when people really started delving and doing their research on Kamala, they just know she was just a horrible candidate. And then let's not mention she attacks one of our iconic black women of all time. One of I'm sorry, one of our iconic black women of all time, that being Janet Jackson. Like y'all press the one if y'all grew up on Good Times. Y'all press the one. I don't want y'all to tell y'all age, but if you grew up on Good Times, Janet Jackson was one of the first child black actors. Girl back there, see, Pinky knows, right? So when I say Janet Jackson is the epitome of a black woman, I can back that. I tell my age, okay, Pinky, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, Pinky. But I say that to say this, Pinky. She is the quintessential, because she was, first of all, she's one of the first female black child stars. Like we don't really pay attention to that. Like we see a lot of like child actors. She was the first black female child actor. So to me, and then we grew up with Janet Jackson. She was on the TV shows. She had her albums. So she's a sister of Michael Jackson. So she was the quintessential. She was like the staple of American culture. Obviously, she's a black woman. And you mean to tell me that Kamala Harris, you probably remember this, Pinky, when they arrested Michael Jackson. Um, I don't know if you remember that, Pinky, but Kamala Harris was the DA at that time. And Kamala Harris wanted a picture of his pee. Like, why do you want a picture of his pee? I think that was a trophy thing. I think that was a trophy thing. But some might argue, oh, well, she wanted to show the kids to identify. No, it's like, why do you need a picture if the kids were assaulted, allegedly? But Michael Jackson was not convicted of that. So I say that to say this, is that if you're assaulted, you just point at the person. Well, that's the person, and look at their picture. You ain't got to show their pee. Why are you showing their pee? No, that's a trophy. That's a trophy. That's what that was. That was a trophy for Kamala Harris to say, "Oh, I got a picture of Michael Jackson's penis." Ah, that's what that was. That's what that was. And so, um, let's see. Yeah. Okay, now Pinky. Yeah, see, Pinky knows. See, Pinky says Kamala went after Michael Jackson, and Janet remembered that. Right, Pinky. Why the lady who interviewed Janet Jackson didn't know that when she tried to bait Janet Jackson in England and try to get her to, I guess, try to endorse Kamala Harris. Why she didn't know that? This lady's supposed to be a journalist. You're supposed to be a journalist, and you don't know that Janet Jackson, which is an American staple, icon staple. When it comes to black women, she's in the American icon staple of black women. And this so-called black woman who says she was an Indian woman, but we won't even get into that. This woman arrested her brother. Kamala arrested Janet's brother. So Janet Jackson was quite nice. She was nice, Pinky. Like I would have went off, Pinky. I would have went off and I probably would have cussed her out. I would have cussed her out. But Janet was very professional and very cordial. Shout out to Janet Jackson. Shout out to Janet Jackson because I would have went off. I probably would have put some hands on her. I mean, if I was Janet Jackson, I'm not saying me as a man, but if Janet Jackson would have put hands on this damn Indian lady, I would have been like, hey, it's justified. It's justified. I would have, because Janet Jackson was calm, like, yo, no, this is the lady that arrested her brother and tried to humiliate Michael Jackson and wanted to take a picture of his penis. And you want Janet Jackson to endorse oh, Jesus, this guy, man, he's, ah, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, I'm gonna have to get away from this guy because this guy is okay. Let me back up because he's doing the most. He's doing the mostesses. He's doing the mostesses. Okay, so again, let me say this, y'all. I guess they're going down there, but I'm gonna wait here. I'm not gonna rush because they still need to set up. Janet Jackson was very cordial, very professional. Like I said, Janet Jackson grew up as a child actor. She grew up as a singer. She grew up, then she did movies. She did the movie with Tupac. So and then she did the movie with Tyler Perry. Why Did I Get Married? So Janet Jackson is a staple in American culture. She is a staple. You know, we all grew up. What have you done for me lately? Dun, 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 dun. So we grew up with Janet Jackson. So she goes into the icon of American black women. Like she goes into that. So I'm sorry, Pink, I'm getting upset. It just bothers me that, oh God, just the audacity of people, man. And then you have people on the internet trying to diss Janet Jackson because she wouldn't endorse Kamala Harris. And I'm just like, and this is why I really, and I don't know if these black people were so-called like foreign blacks or whatever. And this is why I really stress, and I hate to have to do this, but I have to go FBA on the people. I have to go FBA on the people. FBA on people. Because if you're a true FBA, then you know that Janet Jackson is the epitome of the lexicon of black women in America. And so for this Indian lady to like just do this and have this audacity to don't you know she's black and blah, 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 blah. Like no, she's not. So if Janet Jackson says she's not black, she's not black. Kamala says she's not. Why am I getting on this subject? I hate getting on this subject of this Kamala being black. No, she's not. She's not. Okay, she's not only not black. She's an anchor baby. But you know what? I'm gonna leave all that alone. I say all this to say is that Janet Jackson, don't forget, a real black woman, don't forget, and she didn't forget, especially if you do harm to a black woman's sibling. If you do harms to a black woman's brother or sister or their mama or their daddy, anybody in their family, black women, they really love their families. Let me tell you, my sister, I got two sisters, okay? Let me tell you, I got nieces, I got nephews, I got, the women in my family, black women are just really, they really, when it comes to family, they might turn against their family, but you better not turn against their family, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But, oh, what's going on, Chubbs? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, man, Chubbs is in the house. Oh, man. So, Pinky said, the Jacksons are like American royalty. Yeah, they're like one of the names. When you talk about entertainment, you cannot go around not mentioning the Jacksons. You just can't do it. You cannot go around the Jacksons. That's just, even if you take Michael Jackson out of the picture, Janet Jackson did just as much as Michael Jackson did. Now, you say Michael Jackson's the king of pop. Janet was right on her brother's heels as far as like the American culture, as far as music. She put in work just as much as Michael Jackson did. Michael Jackson put in work, so did Janet Jackson. So just like Michael Jackson had Prince on his heels, his own sister, Janet, was on his heels too. Janet was on Michael Jackson's heels as much as Prince was. So it's like, especially in the 80s, in the 90s. In fact, I want to say Janet Jackson, I think she surpassed her brothers in the 90s. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pinky, everybody in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Janet in the mid to late 90s surpassed Michael Jackson. I think she surpassed Michael Jackson in the 90s because yeah, Rhythm Nation came out. So yeah, Janet Jackson, because Michael Jackson, after the arrest, had a little decline. Remember when he was found not guilty, his music was still good, but it was a slight decline. Where Janet Jackson was like, like I said, Rhythm Nation, she was like, I think she outdid her brother in the 90s. If I could be mistaken, if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat, but I think she surpassed him in the mid to late 90s. I think she caught up to her, at least caught up to her brother, but I could be wrong. You know, I remember hearing a lot of music from Janet in the 90s, and I wasn't hearing that much from Michael. Michael dominated in the 80s, all through the 80s, in the early 90s. In the early 90s, because him and Michael Jackson and Prince were kind of like doing this experimental thing, and they were going through a lot of legal stuff, and both Michael Jackson and Prince were going through and then Michael Jackson did the catalog, then he married Lisa Presley, so his his Janet, I don't know, she seemed like she was just making more hits in the 90s, but I could be wrong. Penny, yep, sorry, Penny. Oh yeah, from Good Times. Pinky, Kamala didn't know what she was doing. Yo, Pinky, all I can say is $20 million. Let me say that again, Pinky. $20 million in debt. That's when you say Kamala don't know what she's doing. Lindy Lee, Pinky, do you know who Lindy Lee is? Let me know who Lindy Lee is, Pinky, because Lindy Lee will tell you Kamala Harris don't know what she's doing. So yeah, Lindy Lee will tell you. Lindy Lee will validate what you just said, Pinky, about Kamala Harris not knowing what she's doing. Lindy Lee will put a stamp, a certified stamp of approval on that statement you just made about Kamala Harris not knowing what they're doing. Lindy Lee, Miss Lindy Lee will definitely validate what you just said. She will validate and verify that 100% that yeah, Kamala Harris don't know what she's doing because these people are calling Lindy Lee's phone. These donators, these people like Lindy Lee is so stressed right now. This woman is stressed. This woman, I've never seen an Asian woman so stressed in my life. Lindy Lee is stressed over because they're calling her for that 20 million. Like he's got, man, yeah, Jesus Christ, man. I'm just like, man, oh my God. Basically, what I'm saying, Pinky, yeah, Kamala Harris don't know what the hell she doing. Good morning, Black Sun. What's going on, Chubbs? Um, Pinky said, FBA, I wish I had been in Roland's chat one day before your last visit. FBA Ados was getting beat down. What? Oh, I missed that. I wish I had been in Roland's chat one day before your last visit. Oh, wow. Okay, I need to go back and look at that, Pinky. Yeah, Miss Lynn be dropping videos like back to back to back, man. Miss Lynn, she's got that partnership. I do too, but she be trying to, she, Miss Lynn, let me tell you about Miss Rowland, man. Miss Rowland, she's a teacher by day, but she's trying to do this YouTube thing. Like, she's really doing it, man. So, shout out to Miss Lynn. Yeah, she is really taking off with this YouTube thing, man. She did a thing on the our favorite mayor last night. You know, um, Tiffany Hillard, man. Shout out to Tiffany. Shout out to Roland, man. Roland be getting on Tiffany, bro. Hey, but one thing that me and Miss Lynn agreed on that Tiffany should have a reality show. I think Fannie Willis should have a reality show. I don't think these women should be in the politics. I think these women have enough charisma to get off in the showbiz. So I think Fannie Willis need to do a reality show. I think Tiffany need to do a reality show. I don't think being a DA and being a mayor, that's not no, don't do that. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Let me get some water. I'm sorry. My damn. When it gets cold like this, my throat gets dry. I'm sorry. Okay. Me. Okay. Um, no one passed Michael Jackson. Oh, okay, Pinky. Okay. I wasn't. I just know. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I didn't think. You're right. You're right. Nobody passed Michael Jackson. But I was hearing a lot of hit. But Janet was sure trying because she was coming out. I don't even think she was competing with Michael Jackson. She was just coming out with her hits. When she did Rhythm Nation, she just took off. And so when R&B was it was R&B was dominating in the 90s, and Janet was just coming out with hits after hits after hits. Michael was too. But yeah, you're right, Pinky. I'm not gonna even yeah. Um Not sure Janet was big time in the 90s. She was. Yeah, Janet was big time in the 90s, but I wasn't sure if she caught up to Michael or not, but okay, I'm not I'm not an R&B expert, so but I just know Janet Jackson really like took off in the 90s. Like she really took off in the 90s. And remember she after the 90s and she started doing more movies with Tyler Perry and she started doing more movies, but the 90s was like the peak of her music career. Like she just really like I said Rhythm Nation. I mean that whole every song on that album had hits. So, you know, Chubb said she also played on Good Times. Yep, yeah. When JJ Thelma and Michael Plus was on the show with her brothers. That's true. Yep. Not sure. Oh, not sure. How you doing? How you doing? Pinky said Michael Jackson could drop an album and get sold and played until the next one. Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. You're right, Pinky. You're right. You're right, Pinky. My memory's not that good, but you're right. Michael Jackson, you're right about that. But you know what's so funny about Michael Jackson? After that legal thing happened, he was more popular in Russia and Europe. They appreciated Michael Jackson more outside of America. Now, he was still popular in America, but Michael Jackson was doing more tours in England, South America, South Africa, Russia. Yeah, Michael Jackson was everywhere, man. He was, Singapore. He was everywhere. Yeah, Michael Jackson was everywhere. So yeah, um, Pinky said the woman everyone mad about is those donations. Pinky. That's why I said if Kamala Harris decides she want to run again in the primaries, they are going to rip her a new one. Just that alone, that just her owing $20 million and her not paying, they're gonna ride that. Like they're gonna chase her out of the primaries. That's why I said she's not gonna survive the primaries because they got so much ammo against Kamala Harris. Just that alone of her not paying her vendors and her staff and taking the 20. She started off with $6.4 billion. Pinky, she started off with $6 billion. Now you're in the whole $20 million. That's not going to go too well in the primaries. So yeah, Kamala, don't embarrass yourself, Kamala. Let me give you some advice, Kamala Harris. Don't embarrass yourself because your Democrats are going to drag you on that issue just right there. Lindy Lee alone is like, damn it, like Lindy, man, man, $20 million, $20 million, $20 million. Like you don't know how to manage $6.4 billion. You don't know how to manage that. Kamala Harris, you don't know how to manage six. But see, Kamala Harris was so starstruck, she just wanted her own personal concert featuring Beyonce, featuring Taylor Swift, featuring, I don't know, Meg Thee Stallion. She had her own tour of her personal entertainers. That's why she's $20 million in debt. This is why she's in, but again, yeah, I don't think she's gonna survive the primaries. She is not going to survive the Democrat if they have primaries with the Democrats, because the Democrats, I don't know, they have to do an overhaul. Nancy Pelosi's going to have to pass away because, she's the queen backstabber. So I don't know, man. They're going to have to really dismantle the Democratic Party, and they got to start completely over. They got to start completely over because they're damaged goods. The Democratic Party, they're damaged goods right now, and so I don't see the Democrats. I don't see the Democrats recouping from this no time soon. I think this disaster is long lasting. It's long lasting, especially with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is the face of this Democratic disaster. Like nobody now, you might disagree with me, Pinky, but nobody takes responsibility, not even Gavin Newsom. No Democrat except for Kamala Harris takes responsibility for this disaster. So she is the face of this disaster. She is the face of this defeat. Gavin Newsom can say, well, they didn't have no primary. The first thing Gavin Newsom and Shapiro and any Democrat can say was, well, they didn't allow us no primary. They didn't give us no primary. That could be their excuse. As terrible as Gavin Newsom is, he can use that excuse, Pinky. He can use that excuse and say, "Well, I wasn't part of the primary," and he could deflect and say, "Well, Kamala Harris, she was given $6.4 billion, and now she's 20 in debt, so he can divert the attention away from him. Don't let it be a debate. Don't let there be the primary debate and it be Kamala Harris and goddamn Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom's gonna eat her up. What's Kamala gonna say? Oh, you let fires happen? Yeah, but you spend money on them celebrities. You got Lindy Lee getting death threats because of you, Kamala Harris. So no, she doesn't have a fighting chance. Like no, 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 no. So Pinky said, that's why I asked if you were FBA. I was surprised when you mentioned it. So I know there's an FBA movement on YouTube. Um, it kind of, you got the America First, and then you got black people who kind of say the same things as MAGA, which is, funny because, Trump is supposed to be a racist. But I say that to say this. Pinky, I don't get into that fight. I just let people know, yeah, my lineage traces way back to Marie Ball Washington. That's George Washington's mama. You know, the Washington plantation. Yeah, my lineage traces way back. So I do understand the plight of black people in America, and black people have fought in the Civil War. And when we fought in the Civil War, on both sides, we were promised a lot of things, and so by us fighting for this land, it's like we paved the way for Caribbean blacks, African blacks, black people who were not born here. So we kind of paved the way for hell. Not only that, but migrants too. And so it's the American first, the FBA's black people's version of America First. Does that make sense? Because you got Trump's America First movement, And you got black people who may not necessarily be MAGA, but they say the same exact things as America First, as the MAGA people. You know, American jobs first, this and that. The FBA movement is saying, and it's funny that the FBA came along the same time MAGA did, because the FBA and MAGA are saying the same things, America First. So, you know, when I look at the FBA movement, I look at the MAGA movement, they're saying the same thing because one thing that the FBA and the MAGA have in common is that they're both born here and they have lineage that traces way back. And so, you know, that's why I was saying it's going to be hard for Elon because Elon is talking all this crap about Americans and Vivek Swami too. That's why I don't think Vivek is going to survive running for president again because he said some things about Americans, and it's like the FBA movement. And this is why, you know, Miss Lynn, I love being on her show because Miss Lynn played the Black Lives Matter. Do y'all remember that when they were in New York? And the guy that was talking for Black Lives Matter up in, was it New York? He was sounding like a MAGA person. He's like, yeah, you know, these migrants come over here. We need jobs first, and we need, you know. And I was like, oh, that sounds like MAGA. But hey, you know, but yeah, FBA and MAGA say they say the same thing. America first. Americans should get jobs. If you're born here, you should be prioritized with jobs first and all that. So yeah, MAGA and the FBAs they say the same thing. The FBAs won't admit it because a lot of them are so anti-white that they don't realize they're saying the same thing with the MAGAs. They're saying the same exact thing. So the FBAs, you know, it's funny because all FBAs are anti-Trump. Some FBAs are for Donald Trump, like myself. But I don't put myself in the FBA movement per se because a lot of them are. Now you do have a lot of FBA in the movement that are like racist. Like every black movement, you're going to have an extreme black side that is racist against white people. So I don't attach myself to those movements because people will always point to the extreme blacks in those groups, and a lot of those extreme blacks in those groups, they're like extremely racist. And just like you got white Klansmen, white neo Nazis, you got black Klansmen and black neo Nazis just on the black tip. So I say that to say this: I don't tie myself to any group because again, it's like whatever extreme side of that group, it's almost like you got to take responsibility for their rhetoric. And I don't take responsibility for no grown person's rhetoric. If it don't come out of my mouth, then I don't take responsibility for it. Does that make sense? Because we're all grown. So I take responsibility that what I say, what another grown person says about whatever, I don't because they're grown. So they just speaking on their behalf. They don't speak for the whole group. And this is why I went off on Big Cheese in the chat because Big Cheese in the chat was like, well, Trump didn't do nothing for black people. And I'm like, no, 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 don't say that. Stop saying that. Just say, Big Cheese, and this is to you, Big Cheese, say Trump didn't do nothing personally for you. Don't speak for all black people because I'm surrounded by a lot of black people who love them Trump gas prices. Um, a lot of over 100,000 black people in Georgia voted for Trump. So let's not play that game. Let's see. Big Tiff needs to go. Yeah, Big Tiff, you know, Pinky, yeah, she doesn't need to be a mayor, obviously. I think Big Tiff needs to have a reality show. I think Big Tiff should do a reality show. So I'm gonna leave it at that, Pinky. Because I know y'all, you and Miss Lynn, y'all be tearing into Big Tiff.